or democratization theory, he says in the early 90s that democracies don't go to war against each other. So the Cold War, Francis Fukuyama speaks about the end of history, of course, in the early 1990, the demise of the USSR. And so there's a relative, and of course we say that relative because then there's the period in the early 2000s with Bush, right, and Edward, what's Edward's surname again? He speaks of Orientalism. I'm sorry, I forget his surname. Said, yeah, Edward Said. Of course, there's a new global terror, but that's a politics of a different, and that's a different type of warfare. And so there is according to Clinton in the early 90s, there is this peace and democracies don't go to war against each other. And my theory, and we can have this discussion, my anecdotal theory is that the 90s to about 2007, just before the crash, is probably the best period in human history. But we can discuss that sociologically, politically, economically. One of the best, technologically as well, one of the best periods in the human history. Not perfect, but one of the best. Trump has ushered in the period of warfare. And his civilizations, civil empires are built on their technological advancements. And at the center of the technological advancements is military advancements. Whether we speak about ancient Stone Age, and weapons that were created from stones, or the atomic bomb, which ushers in the United States into the global hegemon that it becomes in the 1940s, 50s, and the new era. Vance, his deputy president, goes to Europe and says, we are going to lead artificial intelligence. The new warfare is not bombs, I believe, because that destroys the world. At a press of a button, destroys the world. The new warfare is artificial intelligence. Our banks will be locked out our banks, and we won't be able to operate because the world is a digital world. And so I think that's my biggest concern, and that's why Trump is having guys like Elon Musk and the guy of Facebook, what's his name, Zuckerberg, and others in his circle, because they've realized that China is around the corner, and whoever wins the artificial intelligence race is the global hegemon. However, having said this, China, the Communist Party of China beats the nationalists, of course, with Mao. And the nationalists, China would have wanted to spread to the rest of the world in a political sense. China is not interested in spreading communism or their ideology to the rest of the world. They are more interested in economic. But I can tell you this, is that it will be very difficult with all different types of